diabolicalism of the world. Now you wanna let the protesters protest peacefully and do all of this extra stuff. That's what you wanna do, so then you can tighten up the boots on them. Don't fall for the okie doke. It's all politics, baby. It's all politics. And like I said, from the looks of things, you want to reopen. But who wants to get served from an individual with a mask on? I mean, as far as your dinner is concerned, like I said, you got gloves. Who's to say the contaminants don't stick to the outside of the gloves? And then, like I said before, you so desperate to not give out these stimulus packages that's needed to open up the economy officially. Right now, you just doing a systematic, make you feel good or seem like it's supposed to feel good, but it doesn't. It just doesn't. The parks are still closed, and then like I said, man, you gotta have enough currency, and that's like currency and currency mixed together, so you can push forward. But you don't want to push forward. You want to push backwards. Make America great again. I'm, like I said, trying to make America strong again. So salute to those out there taking a stand on either feet or knee. Now, like I said before, you want to divide and bring it back together only to divide again until you get some reasonable legislation, reasonable explanations for so-called justice. Like I said, if you gotta ask for it, I don't think it's justice. It's a what do you call it? It's a God-given right for every human being on earth. As they say, more is the top news is the backlash coming from yesterday in the China front line with the doctors. And but no one seems to listen to these things that I have to say and how I have to say them. Because, like I said, destiny is for something to reenact something again. And I keep emphasizing on it that it's just not going to work at this time. It's too many digital phones, too many digital this, and things can fly in a millisecond. So that's why I started thinking to myself, I said, Joe, man, he want, you know what I mean, do all of this extra stuff. But the thing is, you're not completely open back to the American satisfactory of not having any COVIDs. And then, like I said, it done went from the most pandemic out here in Michigan and Iowa and all of this other stuff getting hit with the COVIDs. Listen, man, I'm just trying to tell you to stay closed until you got enough dough to reopen everything at once. It'd be like a grand reopening of America. But see, you want to savor it until the 4th of July. That's definitely a big mistake. Because for one, your unemployment rate is at an all-time high. 2, you got to play them plus extras. And the longer you hold out on that, and like I said before, you don't want to open because you scared of the, things that took place when you try to open in the beginning. And like I said, this curfew thing and the guidelines of that, you just want to enforce some inflictable pain because you feel the inflictable pain of your, what you call it, economists. And you can't handle it. You just can't handle it. Wow. You in there trying to figure it out right now. You saying to yourself, alright, let them do this. We're going to send them some sympathy with this, you know what I mean? And Biggie scrapping like you did with Kobe. Like I said before, is it safe, America? Because I only ask these questions only to get an answer. But the answer is, periodically, I don't think so. Because you done turn this probe from the president at hand to going back to an old president and trying to blame it on him. And like I said, this is all seemed to be staged. Every single point of this reality is staged, even down to you sending, like I said, police to protesters and not police to your caravans. But the caravan is here now, so you accepted it as the dreaming situation. Well, can you accept some of the dreams I have? And my dream is to don't stop until you get it right. Because everyone has a dedication to some hard work across the nation. And to discriminate against whose work is better and whose work is this, nah. We all must work together. At this point, because we have someone in there who tells you you're fired if you don't obey his rule and command. A little unpresidential, if you ask me. Moment to defund police gangs. Unprecedented support across U.S. Now, like I said, we can't throw away the whole tree because of a few apples. Now, what I impose as this new so-called surrounding bad police officers all of a sudden is the fact that if officers feel the need or humans feel the need to make a citizen's arrest, then why officers can't take other officers and for, you know what I mean? It'd be like police on police justice. Because you only as good as the things that you allow. That's another question for you, America. When are you going to have something like that? And if you do have it, is it enough of it? Because you seem to be hiring. And like I said, I don't know how many of them is, because the numbers are undocumented. So is the public safety at risk? I'm asking these questions, but I'm looking forward to answers in the near future. Just don't take too long with it. Like I said, time is of the essence. COVID is running rapid. Let's make the world a better place under times of pandemics. Because You want to change the fact of the pandemic. And the pandemic is telling you it's not going anywhere right now. Right to survive. In this country, massive protests gripped Portland. Like I said, you have a right to a sick leave. You have a right to unemployment. You have a right to increase data rates. You have a right to service your service the way you desire. But due to COVID-19, things have to adjust to a deadly disease that can kill anyone in the blink of an eye. And the only thing people can worry about and think about is reopening, getting back to normal. The way I see it, this is ultimately, typically, the new normal due to diseases. Now, how did we get to this point? So, do you want to go to a restaurant, put your lips on the some take a risk that it may not be as 99% germophobic free. You take that back home and you thinking everything fine, we reopen, and you instantly start to spread that again. That's why China's still running the tests, man. Until you can clearly say that you have a cure for this disease and everyone is cured. Like I said, man, it's like you go in a place and you don't know it's a zombie in there. All of a sudden the zombie bites you now. And you got the zombie disease. You floating around like the zombie, then you bite somebody else. World full of zombies, man. Keep it, like I said, man. Let's save ourselves and others, man. Let's not just think about ourselves in the time of pandemics. And like I said, I know you want the cameras rolling on you the best way you know how. But it's not stopping the COVID. Nothing is. That's what I said, fighting each other, doing all this extra stuff. Listen, man. What is going to stop the COVID? That's what I have for America. What is going to stop it? FBI seen in Riverside neighborhood, man arrested. Listen, man, we don't want to turn this into a crime scene COVID-19 situation. Because that's where it's at right now. You're in the middle of a pandemic. You got things trying to make a way, make a how. So they'll do anything for it. People ain't gonna tell you that and the thing where they got to get, you know what I mean, 150,000, 350,000, all that type of bread. They gonna tell you that. They want to keep that dough. Now, what I'm trying to say is, with 100 and something thousand people dying plus, and the still numbers is climbing, you took a loss there too. So yeah, it's understandable that we not seeing the presidential, and he not popping out talking rally. And who are you gonna fire with that many people deceased? And is it room in the cemetery? And what did you do with them bodies anyway? Got a lot of questions, man. And I'm trying to figure out, is it protest or uh, 3 officers getting arrested out of the millions disenfranchised getting arrested going to justify the situation at hand, which is the COVID situation? Mm. And then I said with the COVID, you said you couldn't breathe, and now it's a whole it's a, you know, shirts. I can't breathe and all of this for sale and all of this. But hey, man, like I said, I don't want to get idolized, but society tells you if you idolize, you're successful. Scottsdale police makes additional arrests connected to Fashion Square looting. Like I said, they have access to data, locations, and screening whoever decides to stream with them throughout that systematical law and order websites. Society has been socialized into a semi-law degree without knowing, which is when they watch these things and they tell you get paid for this and that. They don't need that anymore. They could just make it all up now because people have been foiled into it so deep. It's like, what you call it, Crime Stoppers. Now, they're saying call in and all of this. But let's just say no one calls in. They make up the call in. That's like I said with the officer having somebody run up behind them too close and all of this extra stuff. How did someone know where the location was? Because you're monitoring. That's why you want people to, you know what I mean? All this is, it's staged, man. It's staged. And the one that's enraged is the fact that the world kind of noticed now. So, pinpoint frame individuals that look like Mr. Floyd. How you said, rid the world of them. Because that's the plan. No matter how you slice it at this point, man. Twitter has a record-breaking week as users look for news of protests. See? They try to ban this and Twitter going, you know what I mean? You gotta understand this. It's politicables. And like I said, you don't want to put me in there. Because, like I said, in my eyes, it's not fair. To know that you can control multiple platforms in the blink of an eye due to the fact that you pay all them platforms. The game is rigged. I'm trying to figure out who thinks it's a game. Because I didn't want to play. Notes from the news. The Notebook. Well done news. Nah, listen, pandemics, right? They said it was a riot, but it was protesters that mysteriously turned into something else. But who's pointing and who knows what? Everyone has a mask on. Remember? But But see, that's what I mean by, he say, she say. And at this point, with the freedom of speech, who wouldn't point out a person that looked like Floyd? I'm sorry, Mr. Floyd, should I say? And I'm not using this as political leverage. I'm just saying that in this society we live in, that seems to be the one whose, life is damaged. Majority of the time. I mean, if we want to take a data rate and all of that, as far as whose life is most impacted and damaged, how about we do that? Yeah, while we wait for COVID to die down, and you know what I mean? How about we do that? Yeah, that sounds about right. That way we can get the data on how America is feeling and control the turmoil within America through council and, togetherness when available. But until the meantime, America can go down the slippery slope of the past. With that being said, peace. I got to go.